Hi everyone, welcome back to my art channel. Thank you for being here. Today is going to be viewer's choice. So if you have been following along with my series of working in gold ochre, I had a lot of people give me color combinations that they would like to see. And what I decided to do was take some of those comments and actually use those colors to make a painting. So today is Little Wings. And she said, and she follows the channel and comments quite often, so thank you. So Little Wings 1211 says, I think you should embrace the retro and go full 60s vibe. Use gold ochre, a bright burnt orange, a sky blue, a pale yellow or champagne gold, a reddish brown, and maybe some lime avocado fresh green. So she said, go crazy with the head scratcher and create a funky pattern, and it may turn out that kind of retro ugly aesthetic, but it would be loads of fun. And I agree. So that is what I did tonight. So I'm going to get my other camera set up and then I'll tell you how I mixed the colors. All right. So there are a couple colors that I'm using just straight out of the tube or the bottle. So sky blue light and the gold ochre, and the gold I'm using as they are. These two are Amsterdam. This one is Creative Inspirations. And so those colors are normal. For the reddish brown, I actually decided to mix together, and it's more of like a deep purple, and I actually really like it, so I'm interested to see how it's going to go with these other colors. But because I could have used like a camel color or a true brown, but I took some magenta and Van Dyke brown, and I hope you can see that, and it made this beautiful like dark purplish maroon color. I did not quite burnt orange, but I did a azo yellow, and I mixed in magenta to it. Actually, it's rose madder. So it's already a deep dark purple color, and so the purple and the orange kind of blended together to give me that burnt orange color. This is the green that I decided to make up, and this is actually, it is turquoise blue and azo yellow medium together. And this is a really pretty green color. I actually really like that too. I'm going to be using the head scratcher, and we're just gonna go crazy with designs on this one. I'm not going to pour a base puddle. I'm just gonna go as it is. So I wanna think first, what color do I want to be super predominant in it? And I feel like maybe it should be the gold ochre. So I'm going to start with that in the bottom, and then I'm going to think about what color I want next. I think I want my sky blue next. Then how about the green? Ooh, those two may go together to make green though. Actually, I think I'm going to do this purple, dark purplish brown color. Then I'll go the green. Oh, I got a drip already. Oh, I forgot my gold. I'll put my gold in here. And then the orange. Whoop. And then I say, let's start this all over again. So my gold ochre, I got all the colors, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6. All right. So I'm going to go. This color palette in the cup is interesting. I wonder how this one's going to come out. That purple color, wow, is really, really pretty. I'm definitely going to have to use that color again. And I really like this lime color too. So I wonder what kind of retro vibe I'm going to get out of this. Oh, I saw something go in there. We'll see if we can get it out. I'm going to finish it up with orange on the top. Okay. All right, let me get these over because I will spill them. And I'm gonna get going on this one. Super fun colors. I love this. So if you have any colors as well, keep dropping your comments in. I've really found this kind of little mini series of viewer choice really interesting. So you can drop in if you want to see a certain technique, if you want an experiment, if you want a specific color palette, and I think I'm going to keep doing these videos. You can let me know if you like them, if you like to watch, but I'll highlight the comment and hopefully create something with the palette that's given or with the technique that's given. All right, let me take my ring off, oh, my gloves are sticking. Get my gloves on and I will start. Actually, I'm gonna pour this first, I think. I'm all over the place here. I also have an idea. I think I'm gonna debut it on Halloween Day because it's kind of like a tradition to do a rect ring pour in Halloween colors, but I do have a specific color palette for this one that's not candy corn colors because that's what I did the past couple of years. But I'm gonna make my own tool like this that doesn't have the balls on the end of it. So it'll probably release the Wednesday right before, or the Sunday right before Halloween. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna pour this out. I am interested to see how this one is gonna go. I wonder if these colors are gonna go to maybe a color that's not quite so amazing. But we will see. All right, I'm getting the retro vibe. Again, oh, there's my gold ochre. I'm glad I put it at the center of this one. And it's really pretty with that blue. So I'm gonna go kind of crazy here in the middle because it doesn't super matter if I'm gonna wreck it. And I went really fast with my rings. If you go slower with your rings, then you can get, I'm gonna have to wreck that part. My hand jiggled. If you go super slow with your pour, you can get more ringlets out of it. And also if you layer your cup with smaller layers, you can get more rings and more design out of it too. All right, so I saw one little thing and that was that gold part that I saw earlier. So I'm gonna give this a torch. Super pretty color palette. All right, so I'm gonna come through my first little part right there. I'm trying to go kind of slow so that I don't like super muddy the colors. Okay, I can already tell I'm not gonna love that part right there. I wonder what I should do with this. Should I leave it or should I do something else? Because I don't know what colors are in here. Maybe I will just, is it gonna be just mud? I don't know. I might layer just a little bit more in this center. I think I am. I think I'm gonna go here. Here. Just one time through. Oh no, I didn't know how I did this before. Green. This is off. This is different than before. Oh boy. Gold. Orange. All right. I think I'm just gonna pour this straight in the center here and then wreck this whole thing. but this was a way to get more gold ochre out of it as well. I think I'm gonna end it right there and then swipe through again. I don't know, maybe that was a good call here to redo that. That's really cool because it created this extra design here in the center. Okay, she said go crazy with the swipe, so I am gonna swipe one more time through there. I don't know if I like that one as much. I'm just gonna go with it though. I'm going with it. Oh, all right. I get my gloves on. Gonna torch one more time. That purple really is showing up in the center like a brown, which is really cool. All right, let's just go for it. Let's see. I have a feeling this one's I'm gonna tilt this one a little bit lopsided. I don't know yet. It depends on how the design is gonna come out. Super, I do get definitely retro vibes from this. Oh, this is really pretty. Oh, I want to keep that design on that side, so I'm gonna, oh my goodness. I actually really like this. I have one little, I saw it, where did it go? Gonna stretch that over. I like the other side much better. And I feel like it's all, the design is all kind of tumbling down to that side, which I do like. I don't want to lose it all. Now I'm just trying to figure out if I like it like this or if I want to stretch it anymore. My first thought is I really would like that orange to go off that end, but I feel like it's going to, I would like for this right there to be off that side. Let me see where my paint is and if I can move it without stretching like everything else out. What do we think? The color on the table, I'm glad the color on the table is not the color that's on the canvas because that is not my favorite color on the table. What do we think? Definitely retro vibes. I think it's really cool. The pattern that, oh, I'm dripping, hold on. I think it's really cool. The pattern that is on the outside is different than the pattern on the inside. Like this has much more lines and color. This is very different. I do feel like it's got motion that brings you down to this corner. It's just a very funky color combination for me. I like this inside. It looks like a flower or something coming up from this angle. I don't know if there's anything else I want to do to this. I feel like maybe tilting it a little more this way. No, I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to leave it. This was just a fun experiment. This palette, so the orange, the light blue, and that kind of minty green color, it does go really well with the gold ochre. The design I like. The only part that has got me is this little like ribbon of it up here, but I don't want to tilt it anymore. I love the outer edges of it. I think those are amazing. All right. So let's see how this one dries. It's going to dry darker. I am very interested to see how it's going to go, and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so I did tilt just a little bit more. I just stared at it and stared at it, and I felt like this blue and green needed to run all the way up there. Before the orange had stopped right around there, you can rewind the video and take a look, and I just felt like this has just a better flow to it, a better pattern to it. It's all kind of swooping down, almost like it dripped off that edge. The only part that got a little bit wonky was this orange part here, but there's lots of gold ochre that you can see in this one. There'll be tiny little bits of gold throughout. I'll just take you through. I love the outside designs. That brownish purple is going to turn into a dark color and I think give it some nice contrast. Would have never used this color combination otherwise, but Little Wings, thank you for the suggestion. And I went crazy with it. This one is a crazy funky design. And it wasn't, you know, I wasn't trying to make a masterpiece here. This was literally just to see how these colors would react and have fun with it. I think it's a super cool design though. All right, I'll show you what it looks like dry. All right, so here it is. Is this my favorite design? No. Is it my favorite color palette? No. But was it fun to make? Absolutely. Oh, so some things about this. The first thing is that the gold showed up to highlight it in some really pretty places, and you can't see it in the dark, but if the light hits it, you can see all those little pops of gold that are in there. I do like the fact that I brought the composition up this way. I do wish the green had flowed off that side, and I think it would have kind of added to the composition a little bit, but this was just about having fun. I noticed when I was rewatching the video a little bit as well that the way that you move the wrecking tool through it really matters. So if you are doing some wrecked ring pours, really be conscious of the shape that you're creating when you're dragging the tool through it. But I will let you see there's so much interest and design in this. Like I said, I love those little pops of gold in there. I also chose to, gosh, that's my weak hand. I also chose to drag a little bit of the orange out through there. And I do like that. It created a little bit more motion to it. Before, if you remember, it was just all those kind of circular pieces. But I think it's really pretty. That brown dried really like a purplish brown, exactly the way that I made it. The design over here is really cool. That green dried basically like an avocado green, and the gold ochre definitely is the centerpiece here. So all in all, thank you so much, Little Wings. This was actually a really fun experiment. This was definitely a retro color palette, but I think it was a super fun experiment. So I hope that you like these viewer choice videos. Drop your comments in and maybe one of yours will get picked. All right, thank you so much for watching all my crazy antics. Happy painting. Bye.